I don't know. I don't know how to fucking intro this shit.
Hey, man, it's fine. You should have gone with my idea.
Yeah,
No.
well, if that's not the idea, then how about you just start with I don't know how to intro this shit, and then say,
Welcome to the Liquid Courage podcast. I'm
yeah!
Sheldon. That's Taylor. This is also Tim. We're not in the same room.
Huh,
I like. That's also Tim.
That's Tim over there? No!
That's also Tim.
That's also Tim. Taylor and Tim are actually the same person.
Yeah,
Just really good at voice acting.
It's been a ventriloquist act this whole time, folks.
Oh my god, Taylor, you're a genius at video.
See,
But you can't get our videos up on YouTube somehow.
You also said Taylor.
Yeah.
I did, because
So
we're
you're
the
the
same
puppet?
person. Yeah, oh, for sure. That's it.
Yeah, he's the dummy.
That's for sure. I'm not fighting that, yeah.
Well, it's the holiday season, folks, when we're recording this, and like any good holiday season, we watched 2 episodes, or an episode, I guess, but 2 parts from Courage the Cowardly Dog that has nothing to do with the holidays.
Well, I mean, it's, we couldn't watch the Snowman one again.
Yeah, no, there isn't there another ice episode later in this season anyways?
Probably.
Fuck it, we wrap this up quick. We could do another one.
No.
Literally, Snowman's Revenge is in this season.
Yeah. We're not there. Instead, we're talking about computers and Norwegians.
Close enough.
Yeah, computers, Norwegians, trolls.
Same
A
thing,
lot of computer gifts go out around Christmas.
Viruses,
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
Kwanzaa.
We do know. Queens.
Yeah. It's gonna be a fun time on this one. We're covering
What was the name of the first
Hard Drive Courage and Ride of the Valkyries.
Yeah.
Hard Drive Courage and Ride of the Valkyries.
I'm gonna tell you, Ride of the Valkyries stuck with me, and I'm not saying the first one.
Yeah. Also,
I'm
well, the first one, we find out, fun things about Courage's computing style. We
find out.
I often put a porn
just
TV on my computer so I can
porn
just
button.
get there as fast as possible.
Yeah.
F69.
Get out. Get the fuck out. Why did that take my brain so long to understand the joke? What happened?
Honestly, it wasn't a joke.
Everybody you know what buttons to put there.
Oh, hi, Sheldon's mom and dad.
They
Yep.
know. They don't care.
But that's what we covered today, and let's go, man. Let's do hard drive courage.
Let's go, man. Let's solve this mystery.
Hard
Lights on
drive
school, let's
courage.
solve this mystery.
You guys remember when the internet was new and exciting, and every show ever did a digital version of things because the internet?
Yeah.
I was a fan of Reboot.
Yeah.
That's super early.
You guys like Reboot?
What about the Real Adventures of Johnny Quest?
What about Code Lyoko?
What about
Anybody a fan of that?
What about that one episode of The Simpsons? What about all of these early 2000 shows
So if
did something like this?
There's a CGI part of this show. It was pretty small, actually, but they had to show off their computing skills and artistic values.
Yeah. And that's what we get. We open on a very sick Eustace, which if you're living in this timeline,
the worst timeline,
really feels just a little too on the nose.
Man, doesn't it suck that a person can be sick and we all just kind of like freak out a little bit? Like in any cartoon, a person gets sick, it's like COVID.
Yeah.
Fuck this shit.
Yeah, it's just the world we live in. Welcome to
can't
hell.
It's
Wait till I'm an old person if I make it that far.
That's the second time tonight I've said, Well, this is the world we live in now.
Yeah. So Eustace is very ill. Muriel's trying to make him better. She has special gelatin. Remember that. And and Eustace is like, it's full of vinegar. Because apparently, even though he has lived this long with Muriel, who puts vinegar in everything that we have established, he now suddenly hates vinegar.
He probably always hated vinegar. It was just one of those quirks he accepted.
He overlooked.
No,
He overlooked this woman who he demands food from every day, puts vinegar in every recipe ever.
We're in the middle of nowhere. Where's he gonna find a divorce lawyer?
Arguably, Sheldon. Apparently, pretty easily.
Yeah, Courage has a doctorate in that too.
Also, think of the amount of times that the middle of nowhere has conveniently had a museum with ancient Egyptian artifacts, has had a special weapons bank,
and not a single divorce lawyer to be found.
Has had, the bank with the diamonds. Like, come on,
the bank.
I know, right? Where's the divorce attorney?
And anyway. So they go to try to find this recipe for artichoke soup. Or I guess artichoke syrup soup.
Yeah, and it's not in the book of Eldritch Horror Cooking that Muriel has.
What was the point of that book?
Well, that's where it was a book of like old recipes. There's also a recipe in there that was called Apocalypse Soup, which I want to know about.
It tastes great at first.
You gotta let the fetid water simmer for a long time.
Yeah, and that's where the issue comes in. But the recipe's gone, and now, folks, we jump to the actual meat of the story, which is it's a computer episode. It's an episode about the computer, because it's 2002, and computers.
And everybody was getting a computer.
Everybody is getting computers. We're gonna download a recipe, but it'll take 43 hours to download because it's 2002.
And the Bags family probably has the worst internet possible.
Oh yeah.
Just the idea, though, of it, like, you are downloading this recipe, 43 hours. That's a hell that I never want to think about again.
And you go, wow, that's fast.
Wow, I got good internet.
Yeah, that's what it was back in the day. You're like, Ma, you can't use the phone for the next 2 days because I'm downloading a recipe.
I'm downloading Doom, Mom. It can fit on a watch in 10 years, but
or a calculator.
It's gonna be a bit.
Yeah.
Mom, get off the phone. I'm talking to a friend from the other side of the world.
I'm on AIM right now. Come on.
This might be your chance at a grandchild.
So I still have an AOL account. And
I've typed ASL so many times.
Yo, so okay. I did AIM a shit ton of people when I was younger, and always ASL was always the first thing you ask. And
then they say, "I'm just goofy," and then you leave.
No, get out. That's a red flag. Get out of there. Yeah, he's a sapient dog. Get out.
So at the time when I was on AOL, they had a thing called KOL, which was Kids Online instead of American Online.
I don't like this. I don't like where this is going.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. So I used to listen to a radio show that was only 2 hours long, but they would just put it on repeat because it's the internet. And so he had a digital assistant that you could talk to at any time. And its name was Felg, and you could aim Felg at any time you wanted to. And it also was a terrifying CGI character that they would sometimes animate for cartoons. Yep.
Hello, Timothy. How are you? How do you know my name?
Hello.
That's what it was like that. Yeah, it was literally like that. And then one time my brother was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then he pushed me out of the way and then just started berating this bot for hours and hours.
And then you got a psychopath.
And then I got blocked. I couldn't talk to Felg anymore. And my
Felg.
life was over.
Your life began, Tim. Let's be real.
By the way, if you're looking for the radio show, Taylor, the DJ was DJ Rick?
Ow.
No, I'm looking at what fucking Felg looked
Felg.
like.
Yep, let me get you
There is no basis
sure
to Felg from LinkedIn from AIM.
LinkedIn.
I was looking at a thing. Sorry.
Oh, well, we all have
Radio
our
KOL was an internet station that aired on AOL from 2003 to 2007.
I just keep getting pictures of phlegm, Tim.
Oh God!
You should be able to find it here. Hold on, I can find it
fine.
for sure.
Either way, 43-hour download for a recipe for artichoke syrup soup, and that's a lot. But antivirus software isn't really great. Doesn't have it. Got no McAfee's. Got no Nortons. Got no
Not a thing.
whatever the other, no Avast.
Stampede.
By the way, this is your PSA to tell you that pretty much every antivirus software is now inferior to actually just having Windows Defender properly installed. So
make sure you have your Windows Defender properly updated.
Make sure it's updated. Yeah, like in all honesty, the antivirus softwares are.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
Do you
also don't give out any information to anyone?
Yeah. Also, don't do that.
By the way, put your social security number down.
Just go ahead and tweet that to us. So you end up with
with a virusy computer.
Yeah. You got a big old virus in that computer, man. Like, you got to get that virus in there, and the computer. Well, and that's when we get Courage's porn button, because Muriel is like, also. So we go up to the computer where the computer's been, where clearly someone has bought the computer and put it there, because Courage is a dog. Maybe he dug it up in the yard, but that has weird implications.
There's like an ancient civilization out there that advanced.
It's also an eldritch horror.
Man, I love that word.
And you end up with this virus. But anyway, before we get there, Muriel hits a button and it goes to what is definitely clearly supposed to be like
sexy
porn
saxophone.
Yeah, a sexy saxophone. Muriel's like, I gotta get a cup of tea.
I gotta go.
I didn't know how you got that. Yeah.
I did some videos in my past that I'm not too proud of, Courage.
Yeah, and
Where'd you find them?
And then the computer went. Let me hit that button again.
Didn't do it.
Do it.
Hit that button again.
I need it.
And then we get this virus, and the computer has a panic attack essentially, and goes through a bunch of fun little zip zap screens, and it's got a bunch of stuff that goes on, and it essentially is moaning in pain when Muriel finds it in the morning. Which, yeah.
That porn gave me malware.
Push the X button, and then she pushes the X button and is horribly sucked into the computer. To which Courage finds her being horribly sucked into the computer.
And then Rage Against the Machine plays, and it's the outro to the Matrix.
And the Matrix is going, and then there.
And Courage is the one.
And Trinity's there.
And then we get a new one now.
Yeah, we do.
Here we are. And so Courage runs up to the computer, and the computer just says scanner. And he scans himself into a CGI world, and that's where my brain went, oh yeah, it's 2002.
Yep. Speaking of, this is a little bit of trivia, but it has nothing to do with Courage. Do you guys know what the Moxie Show is?
No.
The Moxie Show was technically the first Cartoon Network original cartoon. and it
Mhm.
starred Moxie and Flea, and they were both CGI animated characters. They got basically one episode because it was 2 episodes. Sorry,
Yeah, that's
the first
usually how it
episode was
goes.
television. The second episode was abducted, which probably means a lot more.
Huh.
They
Huh.
also did a really strange live action CGI stuff with Moxie and the Flea because they were trying to make it a big brand, I guess. Bobcat Goldthwait was the voice of
What?
it. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Not great. Not great at all. Although Penn Jillette was, I believe, the Flea. No, Chris Rock might have been the Flea. I don't know. But that's just a little bit trivia. Like, the animation in Courage was very similar to the Moxie and Flea show with its CGI.
I mean, it's smooth though.
Yeah,
You know.
oh yeah, the Moxie show was not smooth.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, this is very much like 2002. It's early 2000 CGI. It's the early 2000 CGI that goes in everything. You know, at the time,
Right.
it's too expensive, so we can only do a little bit of it. It's reboot. It's reboot CGI.
Nah, it's better than I think Reboot was 90s though. Pretty sure.
Yeah. Oh no, reboot's like early 2000s.
Oh yeah, 2001. Oh, 1994 to 2001.
Yeah, I'm thinking of like the late game reboot. That's the only one that anyone remembers about.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, if you watch early episodes of Reboot, it's a horror show. It looks so hard.
And
to watch.
that part never changes. But yeah.
Yeah.
And that Courage is in the computer and is in the CGI, and then you go, it says CGI, and that's when we see Muriel behind like a foggy internet wall, to which then Courage goes through it, and then everyone is numbers. They're all binary code. They're all ones and zeros.
Dude,
And then
you can't just look at people's numbers.
Then I know, but here we are. And then a virus appears to take her away. A very phlegmy virus.
It's sneezing and coughing and yeah.
Yeah. He's a snake.
He's that alien that attacked her brain.
Yeah.
In the previous
You're right.
episodes.
You're right.
Yeah. Is that just what viruses are in Courage? Are they just like weird worm creatures?
With big noses?
Well, everything wrong with you is because something invades your body, Taylor.
With
We
big
gotta get out of
noses?
there. Yeah.
I guess that, I don't know. That's interesting. I didn't make that correlation until just now.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Typecasting.
Typecasting worms here, huh, guys?
I mean, it's about time somebody did. Those worms have been up to no good.
Except
Those
for,
worms deserve it.
we did skip over probably my favorite part, which is the leeches on Eustace's chest.
Well, no, we haven't gotten there yet.
No,
No,
they've showed up like a couple times.
Yeah, at the very beginning of the episode, right, where she's trying to feed him Jello.
Well, yeah.
Anything
There's
but
that
these
too.
leeches. Then he pulls up his shirt, and you see some
the two leeches on
writhing,
his chest.
writhing masses of leeches on Eustace's chest. What?
No, you're right.
What,
yeah,
is it just me?
It's-
Just me.
Did
They
you
were
just see
writhing.
that? Yeah. No, it was just you that watched that.
You're the only
Oh.
one. The leeches weren't
We
there.
didn't know.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, that goes on. He gets attacked by a computer mouse, which was fun.
Yeah.
Venus Flymouse.
Yeah.
So, Sheldon, you have a background in IT, correct?
Yeah, sure I do, bud. Let's do it.
I was just saying, because you were calling things out, like, is that a mouse port? And then a mouse came out and attacked Courage.
Mouse came out of Mouseport, and then
Yeah.
Courage went through the Dracula door,
Yeah.
which everyone has on the back of their
Everybody
computer. I
has
don't
a
know.
Dracula port.
Yeah. It's very scary, but everyone has a Dracula port. And you have that, and then we find Muriel strapped to a motherboard, and the sick virus is trying to beat courage with numerous implements of computer destruction, from little pieces of hardware to like a floppy disk shredder thing, to all of those issues, turning courage into just ones and zeros, then having courage reconstitute as a club and beat things with it. Like it was a lot happened in a short period of time, guys.
But the motherboard, though.
Yeah.
I get that now. I didn't realize that. There are a lot of good, like, punny jokes in this episode that are about
as a kid, you either had gross out humor or puns.
Yeah.
And Courage decided to do both.
And terror, apparently.
And terror.
And terror.
Which is kind of an off branch of gross out humor, to be fair.
Yeah.
With these hands.
It's true. The second reincarnation of the Ren Stimpy show is just terrifyingly gross.
Well, that was different.
There's also problematic implications about the creator of that show.
But that's not what we're here about.
That's our new podcast, the Ren and Stimpy cast.
Problematic implications.
Nope, there isn't. No.
The John cast. We talk about.
No.
Are we talking about Johns and their horrible implications?
Don't.
First episode.
We don't. We move on.
The second episode's John drop.
Appreciate the art. Don't. Woo boy.
Next, we'll be talking about Lovecraft.
Oh yeah,
No.
And his cat.
Wait, I know somebody
so
that was
many
saying
shitheads, huh? Holy fuck!
I was gonna say I know someone who'll talk about his cat. He loves talking about the cat. He says it all the time.
No, there's so many shitheads that are creative.
Yeah,
such a problem. It's a real issue.
Well, it's like that in real life. Well, obviously, because they're all real.
No, no, Tim, they're actually. Yeah. Actually, guys, all the shitheads that you've ever thought about aren't real.
And it's the same
Hitler
thing
was a bit.
God. It's a bit that went too long. No, that's really... And now I have a clean recording of Taylor saying Hitler was just a bit.
It's just a bit.
It's just a bit, guys. Just a bit. Did anybody read my fan fiction of Hitler
of World War II? World War II fan fiction?
It's there.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But yeah, so they're trying to.
Son Siegfried.
They're trying to fix the virus.
He's sick. The virus is ironically sick.
The virus is sick, and they try to fix him. And Muriel's like, "You ought to try artichoke syrup soup."
Well, I already tried that.
I already tried it, and then they're like, "You got to try the gelatin." You know, the gelatin.
Vinegar.
I can tell you that nobody appreciates gelatin.
The vinegar gelatin, and he's like, "Oh, I haven't tried." Well, I guess he didn't try the gelatin. So Courage then calls Eustace because we confirmed dial-up, baby, 2002.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good like references to early internet and how
it's the only way.
Yeah.
So.
And as he pops up, he grabs the dial-up
dial-up gelatin,
and he pops back in, and the leeches pop up from below.
Is it for us?
Is it for us? We're busy, and I hate that part. Fucking broke my head. Like I just wasn't expecting that to happen. I don't know why I wasn't expecting the leeches to have a comedic line.
Eustace paid them for 2 hours. He's getting the 2 hours.
Yeah.
48 hours. Yeah. They stayed there longer than 2 hours. I'm telling you that right now.
2 hours was for pay. The rest, pleasure.
Yeah, and
Oh God.
then the gelatin goes, or the virus goes, "What's in it?" They're like, "Vinegar," and he's like, "I love vinegar," and that fixes him. That fixes the virus.
Cleans
Yeah.
out that snotty nose.
Yeah, fixed him.
Cleans out those sinuses, man. I
Jeez,
know
how
this.
much vinegar were in there, man? Jeez.
It was just a bottle of vinegar. She didn't actually make a soup, Tim.
But it was Jello.
Exactly.
She didn't actually make gelatin. She just put some gelatin agent in vinegar. That's what she did.
Someone tells me that shouldn't
You
constitute.
can gelatin a lot of things, Tim.
You can
You're
gelatin
right.
pretty much anything.
We can gel anything here. Look outside. Look at my beer. We'll gel this.
You shouldn't be able to gelatin alcohol either, but it does.
It does.
It works.
Eventually.
It doesn't always work the way you want it to work.
But at the end of the day, you don't care.
Yeah, no, you just scrape it out of those little plastic containers.
Nah, you put them in syringes, Tim. That's what we do in this household.
Are you mainlining Jello shots?
Sheldon, this is actually where this is an
Intervention. Jesus,
you've gone through 4 packs of cherry today.
Listen, but there's 4 more packs in there, so we're fine.
I need my cherry.
I'm more of a raspberry kind of guy.
And then they're out of the computer. Muriel gets to make her artichoke syrup soup, and
Artichoke is a
Eustace
shitty Pokemon.
artichoke. And we cut to Courage, who's still digitized, and I hate it.
He's fine. He's sitting in front of a computer. He can live.
I don't like it. That's it.
Yeah.
It's
Game over.
it's the computer episode.
It's good. I
There's
didn't hate
a
it.
lot of good there's a lot of good references in it to like the Matrix and to like computers and
computers,
internet.
fucking anything technological at that time period.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, it is very much a time capsule of internet.
Would you guys like the trivia for this episode?
Give it to me.
And do you guys like the Japanese dub of Courage the Cowardly Dog?
Never listened to it, but now that you've mentioned it, I'm gonna watch some Courage the Cowardly Dog with a Japanese dub.
That sounds interesting. I didn't even
I was just about to fucking say I can't wait to hear Jotaro's voice fucking come out of that dog.
Is it a
Before we go on
Eustace?
to trivia, I do want to point out that the minor characters of the episode are only the leeches. And it's their
They're
debut.
not minor. Fuck you. Those are some major characters right there.
Well, it's not the only episode they appear in, apparently. Actually, it is. Oh, no, yeah, it is.
Actually, it is. Fuck, I'm a liar on stream.
Why? We're not streaming. Who's streaming this?
I
Get
am,
out of here.
Tim.
Oh, God.
With
Trivia.
all of my no followers.
A CGI model of Courage, possibly the same one that appears in the end card, feature him taking a bow on the stage, appears in the episode. This is the first time the show ever used CGI animation heavily in an episode, and it was animated by Pacific Data Images. The second time the show used CGI was in its 2014 special, The Fog of Courage, which
What?
The Fog of Courage is
Oh,
not...
right, we've talked about this.
It's not it's technically not sanctioned, right, by Cartoon Network, because it's the Dilworth venture, and it's like more of an art film kind of thing.
Go Team Venture?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, Sheldon.
Oh.
And then they die, and Dracula's there.
And Dracula's there.
Several things appear on the computer screen.
He's got a race in a racist, reluctant werewolf.
Oh,
Shaggy. All right, sorry.
It all comes full circle, Taylor.
I know.
Several things appear on the computer screen when he was infected by the hard drive virus. A game of Pong, a picture of a hockey court, a baseball bat and ball, and then the numbers 6 times 4 equals Bob, when in reality it's 24. and a television color test screen.
Please tell me In Reality was on there, and you didn't just add that.
Yeah, no, the whole thing right there is,
Yeah.
quote, 6x4, 6x4 equals Bob, quotation mark, then in parentheses, what in reality, it's 24, in parentheses.
Sir?
Yeah.
Whoever wrote this comment.
Ooh, there's way more in here. Don't worry, Sheldon. One scene in this episode implies that Courage has a bookmark or folder linked to internet porn. He quickly tears the hotkey out of the keyboard.
Doggy style.
Again, shut up. I love the idea that he's hotkeyed his porn.
Yeah, that's You know, I didn't realize it, but F6 and 9 actually opens an incognito tab in Chrome.
I can't even look at the desktop. Not even the desktop.
Not even the desktop.
Let's see. The hard drive virus looks like Mustafa.
Thought you were gonna say
Bacterius.
Mussolini.
Mussolini. Spaghetti.
Mustafa, all Bacterius from the Mission to the Sun, and both have the same voice actors in both English and Japanese.
So they're the same person.
They're
Yeah.
the same characters.
Basically, yeah, it's the same thing.
I mean,
So,
listen, I don't have a problem with that.
Hey, we have virus consistency, guys.
Yeah. In the
I'm okay with
Japanese dub, this episode name is Japanese. I'm not doing that. Which means digital confrontation. That's the good trivia.
Digital confrontation.
No, I mean,
Imagine a Courage the Cowardly Dog anime opening and then just like part whatever. Digital confrontation.
digital confrontation. Who are you?
The hard
How do
drives.
you threaten my family this way? I'm sorry, Tim.
You're good. They're all in mechs. The hard drive's virus line, why didn't you just say so, has become a popular internet meme. I don't think so.
I haven't seen it.
I've seen it before, but popular is a pretty heavy pull.
I've seen you use it.
That's
That kind of contradicts it in that term.
which part? That I'm not popular, or that I used it, so therefore it must be popular? Anyways, this episode is
Give
one
me
of
a few
the.
minutes.
Hang on, give him a minute. He's got to load.
This episode is one of the rare few to have been written by a woman. That's true. It was written by Susan Kim. So yeah,
Fuck
that's
that.
true.
For some reason, I thought I remembered us pausing it, and it. No, that was the Valkyrie episode.
No,
My
that was
bad.
the end. Cohen wrote the second.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there is an error for this episode too, which I think is just going to be perfect.
Well, there's an error the whole episode. It's a virus episode, too.
Oh, you're gonna like this, Sheldon. When the computer is infected and asks Muriel to push button X, the screen reads "Just push button X." Jest being JEST and push POOSH.
I think that's the point.
That's
Yeah.
not an error at all, you fucks.
Misspelled
That's
over
the
just push
point.
button X. Muriel pushed what normally would be the control key to show a picture.
Oh, fucking.
Oy vey.
So literally,
Honestly, it was a push any button moment. Let's be real here. Viruses don't care what you fucking push.
there's so much wrong with this error thing here that just makes me angry. Because one, you don't need to put in that they misspelled the words when the computer has a virus. That was the whole point.
It was
Two,
like, this is wrong.
Yeah.
she doesn't know, like, she doesn't use computers, man. Like, that was
Maybe she
also the
does.
joke. Like,
Yeah.
Anyway,
And again, errors in
anything
trivia.
can happen when a virus is online.
we had some good trivia, but
Anything can happen when a virus is online.
Now we just listen. Your computer's infected. We just need your debit card information and the 3 wacky numbers on the back.
Yeah,
We'll be able to solve this problem.
the wacky numbers on the back of your card. What are
Please, sir.
what are your last 4 silly numbers of your social security?
Please, sir. They're going to lock your computer down. You will never be able to use your computer unless we get this information. Please, sir.
Please.
Sheldon, is this your IT background that I was talking about earlier?
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I agree.
The answer is yes.
That is the end for trivia and errors. I hope to God we never see another error.
Yeah. I'm gonna give because I feel it's time now to give this episode 3.5 vinegar jellos. 5 vinegar jellos. It's interesting. It's fun. It's super dated though.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
technology is that way, right?
Oh, I know. That's the issue when you try to make an episode with new technology in
Yeah,
it.
a
'Cause
trendy.
eventually-
Yeah.
Eventually, technology is gonna fucking just make you look stupid.
Yeah, well,
Mhm.
trends die, right? You shouldn't do. Ideally, if you want a show to be evergreen, you shouldn't ever do anything trendy. But then on the other hand, if you never do anything trendy, no one cares. So
Mhm.
So fuck you
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a shit
No, I get
show
it.
either way.
and the mouse you wrote in on.
I want to give this 4 vampire ports out of 5.
Mm,
I like that
mm.
one.
I'm stuck between 2.
I know one of them that you wanted because I jumped
Uh-huh.
away from it because I knew you were gonna
I
do
also jumped away from it.
it.
God damn it, fuckers. Well, let me just see here. Maybe. Yeah, explain your reasons, because I'm trying really hard.
Oh,
over here,
yeah.
but I'm
No, I gave
buffering
it-
pretty fucking bad.
I gave it a 4 because I think even though that some of these things are no longer possible, like dial-up and Matrix references, like you can still make those references, I guess, but it really is good writing. Like Susan Kim did a good job, in my opinion, because
Oh yeah.
like a mouse port and a mouse came out of it. Like that's cool. A RAM. There's a whole section in there where there's a barn that has RAM on top of it, just the word RAM, and then a ram comes out of it and hits courage. Like that's actually really good writing, really punny, and it does hold up. So
Pun's good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna agree with you and go with 4 Necronomicons out of 5.
you didn't do the thing.
I thought he was gonna do leeches, didn't you?
I thought he was gonna do porn key.
Yeah, you're both correct. But I was like, no, they're expecting that one.
And that's why I gave it a 4 because there were so many good things about it.
Yeah, there was some good jokes. I just like I
liked
said, I
it.
think it's kind of dated.
Honestly, the blast from the past. That's why I rated so highly, because I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I remember those problems.
Yeah.
I get it.
Ugh.
You remember the days of hearing the iconic dial tone and hoping to God your internet didn't fail.
Mom, get off the phone.
Mom, playing RuneScape.
Speaking of years of your past, what you know about Valkyries and Vikings? Because that's where we gotta go next, baby.
I know that Valkyries fucking sucked in God of War.
Well, yeah.
That's about it.
I do want to point out there was one joke you made, Sheldon, while we were watching the episode
Oh, really?
about God of War that I'm going to use in the future when they finally announce, or at least give another trailer for the next God of War game, which is now Norse because they changed it.
Of course. I mean, because
he
that's
killed
the
the
hot
other
shit.
ones.
He killed all the Greek and Roman gods.
I can't wait till they go to Egypt, man.
Arguably.
Yeah. But as Eustace walked out and started yelling at Muriel at one point in the episode, Sheldon just went, "Oh, the new God of War game doesn't look too good." And I'm like, I am gonna start a Twitter shitstorm with that later.
I mean, fuck, man. The graphics are bad,
Yeah.
and that's all I've got.
Kratos is just angry, which is actually Kratos' character.
You can't say that. You literally can't say that, because that's just Kratos.
Yeah.
Even now, he's just a cool fire of hatred. That motherfucker.
He's right.
He's just simmering in his son's mistakes.
Speaking of that,
None of us want to elaborate on that. That's perfect.
we're gonna talk about the Bags holiday in Norway.
Woo! In what episode? The Ride of the Valkyries.
The Ride of the Valkyries.
Yo to ho.
Of the Valkyrie, Ride of the Valkyries. Same musical name.
Oh my god! I just got it.
I know, right? Essentially, Muriel, Eustace, and Courage are in Norway. They're all wearing silly Viking hats, and they are enjoying a nice holiday. And Courage and Muriel are looking at this blue Viking bird, or the
Duck?
Norwegian bluebird. And Eustace is mad because his TV's in Norwegian, and then he throws the helmet, makes the bird upset, gets kicked down a hill or a cliffside, and then enter the Valkyrie warriors, 3 brawny ladies. And it's an opera episode, everybody.
Three husky ladies.
Yes, yeah.
Impressive they are.
It's a musical episode, kinda.
Ooh, yeah. Well, except Courage and Muriel and Eustace are not involved in the musical until the end.
But
you know what? I would really appreciate a musical where the 3 main actors just look at each other going, "Why the fuck's everyone singing?"
It sounds like a
musical episode, folks.
It sounds like our D&D sessions, to be totally honest.
Yeah, when Minorque broke out into song and dance, It was perfect.
Well, he was covered in blood.
Yeah, normal things.
It's Santa's book.
And this is essentially it. I'm gonna try to summarize this in a fun, in a way.
You could do it in a sentence, really.
Yeah, I could, which would give us time to elaborate. Basically, the Valkyrie sisters, all 3 of them that are listed in this one, are looking for their 4th sister, Broomhilda, and that is essentially their entire plot line, is that they're trying to find Broomhilda, and through a case of mistaken identity, believe it to be Muriel, so she can go on this fun tour. And
Muriel
then, Muriel has a great time, and then the whole thing is because the Valkyries are getting ready to have a war with their arch nemesis, the trolls, and the trolls and the Valkyries all speak and sing and rhyme. Yeah. And it's very fun. It's very fun. Courage gets the shit kicked out of him a lot in this episode.
I mean, when you're dealing with Valkyries and trolls, surely somebody's gonna get their ass kicked. Courage just took that fucking burden upon himself, and he took all of it.
Well,
he tries to rescue. Yeah,
and he wasn't asking for it. He opened the door, and there is a
Courage
Valkyrie in front of him, and so he closes the door, noticing that there is an enemy or someone that is with hostile intentions.
There's a lot of hostility in her stance.
And she punches through the door and grabs him.
And then just beats him outside the side of the door. Also, Eustace had crawled up the hill again and then got kicked back down the hill by a very chunky horse. So
we mentioned the bird.
You can live in a life where you have a chunky horse like that.
The chunky horse is the best part.
You're living your best life.
I don't know why, but I see that everywhere. I think it might be because of Courage that people like making that joke of a chunky horse. Oh no, that's a Looney Tunes thing.
Oh no, it's old, baby. It's old, man.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, that's a Looney Tunes thing. My bad. I literally, after I said it, I was like, nope, you're wrong.
I mean, Looney Tunes does it too, but I mean,
Taylor,
it's medieval, baby.
Would you like to elaborate chunky animals to Tim?
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
So in the Dark Ages, when Europe,
when furries became real.
No, I mean,
but okay, so you have this weird thing in history in which when the Roman Empire falls in Western Europe and the Goths and the Visigoths and the Huns and everybody else takes over Western the Roman Empire, essentially knowledge is kind of lost. So when we talk about something being the Dark Ages, it's not because it was actually
everyone's
dark.
dumb.
Yeah, well, kind of it was, but it was more along the lines of like education became extremely hard to come by, and arts and leisure fell away because life became really fucking hard, and you no longer had time like you had in the Roman Empire at its peak to have philosophers and people that give a shit about things and draw stuff. And so even though the rest of Europe, or the rest of the world, and I want to stress this, that the rest of the world continued while Europe floundered.
So it's like a dark ages first for white people.
Just
yeah,
around in the mud.
Well, the reason I have to say this is because the way in which Western countries teach the Renaissance is like everybody else was really dumb too. No, it was just kind of Europe lost all of this. There was this fundamental like loss of understanding of a lot of the natural world. Not like completely, like people still knew that the earth wasn't flat. Yeah, by the way, nobody knew that nobody said the earth was flat. So when Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492, nobody thought he'd actually fall off the world except proto Alex Jones.
Yeah,
Taylor, what are you talking about?
And also they were like, if he dies, not the worst thing in the world.
The Spanish Empire was like,
yeah, they're like, he dies.
We've been trying to get rid of this fucker for a while now.
This weird Italian keeps showing up in our Spanish court being like, give me a boat.
Can I go to...
I want to go to India.
Fine.
That way?
Can I go to India?
Okay, whatever, dude.
Can I go to India? No. Can I go to India? No. Can I go to India? Sure. Fine. Whatever. Fuck off.
Go that way, but you have to go that way. He's gonna die.
And so this happened, but there was a fundamental like loss of understanding about how a lot of things happen. And throughout the Middle Ages, you can see this through art, how art is very two-dimensional, but you still have like architecture and things, but for the most part, like the majority of medieval art is pretty two-dimensional, pretty weird looking, because the style changed. There's not a lot of focus on realism, and one of the things that suffers the most is the animals. And so if you ever look through medieval art, babies and animals look fucking horrific. So you get like chunky horses, like you get the egg horse, you get big cow, you get weird cats that stand on two legs.
Horse needs to be bigger than my neighbor's.
Yeah, pretty much. And so you have a lot of this, and so the disproportionate animal art style was pretty common in areas across Europe that were not drawing things in a realistic style. And the realism style doesn't come back until around the 1300s with guys like Da Vinci and Michelangelo. But this is why you see this weird chunkiness in animals, and you even see it in places like Norse mythology, because again, they were just like, well, they got to be bigger than everything else because they're god horses and shit like that.
Okay. Well, I had no idea.
Oh, there's a stupidly long historic context to these things, but yes.
I was
feed
wondering,
my boy oats. I feed him well.
So when we have discussions like this, it's either Taylor will grow upon his knowledge of history, which is good, or it's the rabbit hole you've been down on the internet. Which side is this?
It's just history.
This is history. It could also be memetude.
Arguably, I mean that's what most rabbit holes lead to is an understanding of knowledge.
Charles Entertainment cheese, not teas.
Charles Entertainment cheese. Arguably, it just is an important rabbit hole.
Well,
I would argue against that fact. But
what is it? Is it important enough to build a live stage in your condo?
No, but there's at least one person who feels that way.
Man, we know you're listening.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
He only cares about his Charles Entertainment cheese.
We have a courage animatronic. There, we got him.
Nope. Again, only cares about Charles Entertainment cheese.
We have Charles Entertainment cheese.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh God, no! I don't want that.
Our titular story of the Ride of the Valkyries goes with the Valkyries abducting Muriel, bringing them back to their hideout, where Courage again infiltrates after the Valkyries have a long sing-songy meal. Muriel's having a great time. There's a poster of the Powerpuff Girls where they sleep.
I Oh, come on! I wanted to do that in trivia. How dare
Yeah,
you?
but that's just there. It's weird.
Can you
Yeah.
infiltrate like at the same time as like everybody coming home?
I think so. I think that'd be part of infiltrating.
I guess so.
I guess
It's just
so.
like he kind of rides on the coattails of
Of
the
Yeah.
donkey horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'm taking it back. That was, you know what? That
No,
makes sense.
well,
Yeah.
I get you because it's not so
Think-
much infiltration, more as just like
I don't know. Think of
laying
every
low.
80s movie where the hero slides in under the cover of the door closing.
Well, the only thing I can think about when you say '80s movies is the movie you're probably going to show us later tonight.
I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't have one queued.
Yeah, you do. You always have one queued.
we
That's
can
why-
watch the Gumby movie
No.
No,
where Gumpy's gone. Okay, no, you keep going.
But
I thought you said Gumby is gone. And I'm like, where'd he go?
it's gonna be gone. But that happens. That's when Muriel also begins to realize that maybe this is something a little different because she picks up an axe, and as she picks up the axe, she notices that the axe itself is a real axe and almost cuts Courage's head off.
Let's do a Civil War reenactment. Whoops! This fired a real gun.
And
bullet.
Well, this M16 is what they used, right?
and you have them waking up and again attacking Courage and tossing him out where he lands in the swamp with the trolls, and the trolls are trolls. Like, they are the most trolly trolls I've ever seen.
Yeah, those
Not
are.
only do they look like old-fashioned trolls, they have troll hair.
They got troll hair, they got troll bumps, they got troll sounds. They're
Warts.
trolls.
They dumb.
They trolls. They rhyme, they crime, they're trolls.
They cry.
They cook. They took courage.
They took Courage, they cook Courage, they trolls.
They trolls. Hey, baby.
And then Valkyries come to fight them.
Yeah, and that's where it becomes a big war. You get good old Courage saving Muriel from her untimely doom.
Several times.
And then there's a chase with good operatic music
Yeah, and both,
into a cave.
The good point here that I want to point out is that one, Courage gets thrown out of Valhalla? Probably not.
Yeah,
Right?
essentially.
I mean
Yeah.
Valhalla with a Stonehenge.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
weird.
Too.
There's got to be some lore there that I don't know about, and lore
I
I
don't
mean
know shit.
actual history. And I just thought it's a good pertinent point to see Courage like face down in the swamp after being thrown out of Valhalla to trolls instantly being there and go, "Ah, you're an invader."
Yeah. Fuck
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Welcome to Philadelphia.
And that's
really just
canonically that's where Valhalla is, folks.
Above Philadelphia,
Above
and then
Philadelphia.
Above Philadelphia. City of brotherly love and Valhalla. The
It's-
fucking Norse got it wrong, guys.
the city of brotherly love and stabbings.
That's why Valhalla's up there. It's a warrior's death.
I guess so. Oh gosh.
Just the
Uh.
idea of being stabbed in an alley being a warrior's death.
And then
You
you see a
die.
Valkyrie. Oh
Dun,
no.
dun, 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 dun. Oh, this worked out
Welcome
really
to
well.
Valhalla, my brother, where you can
Huh.
have all the cocaine and alcohol you can drink.
Yeah. Totally, I'd be down for it. What a way to die.
And there you go, everybody. This is also when we see where Broomhilda actually was, which was professing her love for the Troll King, and the Troll King professing his love for her.
Oh,
No.
shock.
That's what happens, Sheldon.
No, we
Sheldon's in
that's what
awe.
happened. I don't know what to tell you.
we go further here. It's a her. Two hers.
No, arguably, I guess the trolls never did properly gender themselves, so
yeah, we don't know. Who the fuck knows?
it is ambiguous. It
Troll
is
King's
ambiguous.
Too close to trolling. We don't know.
Is it troll they thems? I guess I'm fine with that.
Trollina?
I don't know, but
Trollina.
they have this this thing, but the Valkyries are coming, and so are the trolls to make a dent. And so Courage has the best idea that the way to make sure that nobody's mad is to have a wedding.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Because if they're wed, then in the eyes of God, they have to be,
The eyes of
for each other.
God.
Yeah.
Listen, you don't
yes.
want to judge things through the eyes of God. That can be a dangerous
Oh,
thing.
There's
to
a
do.
big
But
plot hole here, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, right? They came to kill all the trolls, and then this stops them from killing the trolls. I guess maybe there's the moral.
There's a purple dog marrying our queen to this monster.
No, it's just their sister.
No, I guess that's true.
Yeah, that's true. It's just a sister. Yeah, but Broomhilda, and I think you said this earlier, Sheldon. Is she the one that actually brings people to Valhalla, or is she just one of the Valkyries?
Look, you people said this. The only thing I know about Broomhilda is that she was a witch in like Looney Tunes and shit.
Okay, so maybe they're just referencing Looney Tunes. It's a thing.
No. I mean, it's a Norse.
I
it's
learned
a Norse
my
thing.
history from Xena Warrior Princess, and that shit can be accounted on.
Never mind, everybody. He's an expert.
It also could be Xena. Like a reference to Xena, like
no, it's a reference to Norse mythology. I just don't know what I don't know what Broomhilda's thing is. I know that she was a shield bearer and a Valkyrie. That's all I got, really.
That's about it. I think that's all there is.
Yeah.
I don't know if she got much of anything else or what.
She's a shield maiden. That's fine.
That's fine. Yeah, I mean.
She was basically a Valkyrie that was named, which is more important than you think it is.
That is true, yeah.
I mean, fuck, at this point, you could tell me anything and I might believe it. I have no idea for Norse mythology.
Troll King invaded Valhalla.
Kansas public schools were more about Greek and Roman mythology than anything else.
It's Renaissance. It's very fun.
But
no, I mean she's been referenced throughout history for years.
If you will.
Nope. But that's what we see, and then the wedding is good and done, and then
a feast.
Well, then everyone's like, "Well, shit, we can't kill each other now."
Yeah, we'll have a feast.
Yeah.
We gotta eat, because that's what happens in Valhalla. Yeah. They eat a lot.
They eat and they feast, and then we cut to Eustace being roasted by
the bird,
the bluebird,
yes,
who is secretly Loki.
I was like, who's actually Zeus. But
spoiler alert, dude.
The crows work for Zeus or work for Odin. Get out of here.
You're right.
No.
Good job. High five.
Yes, I did it.
You did it.
That is probably my favorite popular meme right now, where the crows bring back like shiny things in New York City to Odin. It's like, I found a bottle cap from 1974.
Fuck yeah, bottle cap.
Bottle, yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. Fuck
so
you. Yeah.
That is the end of the episode. Do you guys want to hear the 3 points of trivia? And I have
Tim, you know we do.
You can't use the ones that I've already mentioned.
So the 2 points of trivia. You suck. You did it on purpose. Can I provide just one thing on that point of trivia though? So I wasn't sure because I couldn't tell from the 144p picture they have on the Wikipedia of the Powerpuff Girls poster that is in the Stonehenge monument.
Yeah.
So I went and looked it up and found the one YouTube clip that talks about it, and it is a man with probably the worst handheld camera skills ever, just shaking the camera up and down the whole time.
Tim, you can't call yourself out like that.
I was 12. I didn't know what I was doing. No. I literally watched that and I almost had a seizure while you were talking about it because I was looking it up.
No, it's super weird. Like I know that it's just a reference with
they're just trying to be fun.
They're just trying to help each other out.
So can I also point out underneath the 144p picture here on the wiki, there is a caption because it's pointing out where the Powerpuff Girls poster is. And all it says is, I bet Craig McCracken allowed John R. Dilworth to use that poster in this scene. That's not a caption.
I love that. That would be.
That's not a.
What is
I really,
this? I want news sources to start doing captions like that on
Caption.
caption. I really think that mashed potatoes are better than macaroni and cheese for
I
a
want-
side at dinner.
I want there to be
like,
a news story like there's a shooting outside the Sonic here in Wichita, and then in the bottom hand corner underneath like where they're saying the person's name that's talking, there's a little fact saying Sonic is also a character in a video game.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Stupid.
Paper Mario is actually Mario.
And sometimes he actually is Paper.
Paper Mario is voiced by Chris Pratt.
Oh gosh. So the two trivia facts that I can actually talk about then. One of them is at the beginning of the episode, as the three Valkyries are riding in trying to look for their sister Broomhilda, there is a, I guess, Easter egg or whatever to the Goose God from the earlier episodes of Courage, and the Eustace's truck. There in the foreground, like just looking at them, like something
just
weird,
chilling, man.
Yeah,
they're just straight. They're straight vibing with each other.
and of course the most important.
I totally
trivia.
forgot about the Goose God. To be fair,
Yeah.
It was actually fairly quick. Yeah.
Also, before I read this last fact, because this is the fact that'll top off everything. On the wiki, the Powerpuff Girls cameo is part of the characters for the episode.
It is.
I want to tell you guys, there's so much wrong here. And it's the best thing about it is that if you click on the hyperlink that's supposed to go to the part of the wiki that has the Powerpuff Girls in it, it doesn't go anywhere. It lets you edit it freely. So they put that in and then didn't bother to do anything else with it. Beautiful.
Well, why would you? It's perfect.
With the caption, I think the caption's perfect. They should just left that there. The last trivia fact for this episode. The name of the episode is a name of a music of the same name. And it can be heard throughout many episodes.
It just uses. Yeah, I'm not gonna address the way that's written because it hurt my head. But...
That's how it's written. I read it word for word. I hate this so much. Why did I opt to do this?
I don't know. But yeah, that is.
'Cause you're a fool, Tim.
It's a reference to Richard Wagner's Flight of the Valkyries.
You fucker.
This article is tagged for a need of cleanup.
Yeah, it needs it.
I think the whole show.
It needs it. We all agree that there needs it. But yeah, I don't know. I liked the B episode.
It was
more.
good, but we at the Liquid Courage podcast do not endorse the Ragnarok theory.
Yeah.
Oh, really? That's the strong way to go.
We at the Liquid Courage podcast don't encourage you to get stabbed in Philly to go to Valhalla. It's probably not going to work.
It's not going to work.
Notice that I said probably.
Probably. You don't know.
I mean, fuck, we don't know, but no, it's not going to work. I want to give this episode...
As long as it's a fight, it counts.
True. So don't go quietly into that night.
A spike in stabbings in Philadelphia happened.
I want to give this episode a 3.5 out of 5 Viking helmets.
Oh, wow, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, okay. It counts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give it 4 Troll Kings out of 5. I think it was really good. I actually liked it a lot. I think that the opera usage is really nice. I think the story's fun. It's kind of, we've seen things like it before in Courage, but again, I think it's a good formula.
Yeah,
it's fun.
You make a good point because they don't.
It's enjoyable.
Even though Courage and Muriel don't actually join in on the singing, they do at the end. I think that's actually really good writing, so I think I'll give it a 4 as well. But yeah.
All right.
I'll give it a 3.5. Pastor Courage is out of 5.
Oh yeah.
I think it was pretty good.
Reverend Dog out of 5.
Reverend Doggo.
Is it good to point out that Courage is actually wearing like a Baptist robe.
Yeah.
He's
Doing
like
his
marrying
best,
both
man.
of them.
It is very interesting.
Ugh.
Very good. I enjoyed
Yeah.
both these
If I
episodes.
could
Were
get
way
a dog
better.
to marry me, I'd be married already.
It's illegal, Sheldon. We can't do that.
Well, I mean,
not,
you can.
not in Arkansas.
I think even in Arkansas.
You can find a way.
I think it's one of the few things that Arkansas is actually.
I didn't understand it with all the things they allow.
I can marry my goat, but a dog can't marry us. How dare us? How dare they?
I almost got it through.
I think these two episodes were actually a lot better than last month's
Oh,
episodes.
well, let's not talk about those. Let's not sully the memory.
I think these are just really well written, and they're both
They're
two.
just a
I want
good
to say
time.
they're two new writers.
Well, I mean, one's
But I-
still
No, still one of them's still Cohen.
No,
Cohen's still
Billy
ahead.
by
Ars-
Dilworth. I
Arison.
meant Cohen.
So
What are you-
William Billy Arison
Oh,
is
yeah.
actually credited as the writer for this episode, and
Oh.
he's written mostly in this season of Courage in season 3, if I'm looking at it correct, season 3 and season 4. So, I mean, of course, on his Courage fandom wiki article, it just says
On his
others.
wiki
So who the
Courage.
fuck knows?
That the way you put those words together hurt my head.
I didn't like saying it. If that makes you
Yeah.
feel any better.
Tim hurts my head sometimes, but you know what? I
Yeah,
appreciate
Well,
it.
yeah, no, it's
Imagine
they're
working
good
with-
episodes. They're great. I had fun. I think they're good.
Yeah.
Go watch them. They're good.
Go watch them. Go watch Courage.
Yeah, watch if you haven't. If none of these episodes have made you want to watch at
None of
least
these
one
episodes
episode of
made you want to
Courage.
watch Courage. Go watch Courage. Fuck
Go
you.
watch Courage. I think
Well,
at every
it is
point
it is
we'll say
interesting
Courage.
that I'm realizing that I think a lot of people have fond memories of the first episodes, like the first season and the last season. It does feel
But that in between, that sandwich.
well. That's what I mean. Is
Right.
like it kind of feels like if
There's
you
some
really
good
talk to the
times.
Courage fandom, you don't have a lot of like people really, or just the layperson that watched it. You don't have a lot of people that talk about the middle grounds. You know what I mean? There's like always episodes that they remember or they pull to.
You mean the middle ground of the episode of Digital Confrontation? As it was called in
Yes.
Japan?
Digital confrontation.
I still think that's just so stupid. But no, I agree. I think there's a lot that people forget about when they actually think of Courage. Because they think of like Freaky Fred. They think of the bathtub barracuda,
ones
which is the
everyone
last
knows.
episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and the things that are popular through memes and like clips that you can put on YouTube videos and things like that. But there is a lot of the filler, quote unquote filler episodes that are actually just good
Oh, yeah.
cartoons. Like,
Yeah, no, they're good.
it's a good time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Watch at your own peril. That's all I'm going to say. Because at some point, they're not all good. As we found
Well,
out
yeah.
in literally the second episode with Cajun Granny Stew. But
Yeah.
Cajun stew.
It's true. It's
Cajun
true.
stew. It's a pretty good thing to do.
And with that, everybody, we'll see you next month.
No, with Yo Ho To.
Well, I mean,
Yo Ho.
we will see them in the next year. That's right. The Liquid Courage podcast made it to 2022. Who would have known?
One of us won't be here.
Yeah, one of us will die.
This is a surprise
Down
to
below
me.
to see who dies.
It's me, isn't it? Because I don't know anything about it.
Is it Sheldon? The drunk? Tim? The alcoholic? Or Taylor?
I thought you were calling me the drunk.
Or Taylor?
I don't know.
The host.
Sheldon's off the rails on this one, and with that, we're gonna go put him back on the rails, folks, and we'll see you next year.
Woo!
That was the Liquid Courage Podcast, an in-depth look at every episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog. Music was provided by Visionless. You can find them at www.soundcloud.com/VISIONL3SS. We do not own the rights to Courage the Cowardly Dog. Until next time, have a wonderful night.